480 BC, Thermopylae. King Leonidas positions 300 Spartans in the narrowest part of the mountain pass. All of Greece stands behind them. Xerxes' million-strong army stands ahead. They've held the pass for 3 days already. They know they'll die here. They chose this themselves. Suddenly, the air cracks. A sharp bang, white flash deep in the pass. 15 figures emerge from the light. No shields, no spears, black weapons in their hands. Not Persians, something new. Spartans lock shields. Before the first blood is spilled, let's compare warriors separated by 2,500 years. The Spartan. Bronze closed helmet, bronze breastplate, greaves, auspice, massive wooden shield covered in bronze, their main defense. In the phalanx, the neighbor's shield covers your right side. 300 men become one impenetrable wall. Primary weapon, dory, spear. 2.5 meters of ash wood with a bronze tip. Strike range, 3 meters. Secondary, short sword, Xephos, for close combat when the spear breaks or the enemy gets too close. Their strength, the phalanx. Discipline honed by 20 years of agoge. In their era, absolute weapon. Against an enemy from the future, lethal only within 10 meters. Beyond that, a Spartan is simply a target. U.S. Special Operations Forces operator. Lightweight ceramic composite armor class 4, stops a rifle bullet point blank. Mitch helmet with night vision monocular, sees in complete darkness like daylight. Primary weapon, M4A1 with suppressor, 500 meters effective range. Sound of shot, quieter than a hand clap. Backup, Glock 19 pistol, 17 rounds, when the M4 runs dry. Knife, for quiet work. M67 grenades, 15-meter fragmentation radius. In a mountain pass, ricochet off walls doubles the kill zone. Tactical radio and palm-sized drone. The group operates as one mind. Main vulnerability, finite ammunition. And close combat, 1 against 20. Leonidas studies the 15 strangers. They don't shout, don't form up, just stand and watch. That's already strange. He signals with his hand. Phalanx locks, shield to shield, spears forward. Spartans advance slowly, a tight wall. Group Commander Master Sergeant Reed studies the formation for 1 second. Dense mass, narrow pass, rocks on both sides. He already knows how this works. Similar situations in Afghanistan ended the same way. Hand signal, no words. 6 men go right up the rocks, 5 go left, 2 take the high ground directly above. Reed stays center with the drone. 15 seconds, and the group is gone. Just an empty pass in front of the phalanx. Spartans stop. The enemy vanished. Persians never did this. Nobody ever did this. Leonidas holds the line. Phalanx stands. They wait. Silence. 20 seconds. Then, the first Spartan on the left flank goes down. No scream, just falls. Nobody heard the shot. Nobody saw where it came from. Second, third. Death comes from the side, from above, without sound. Leonidas shouts, "Hold the line!" The line holds. Men in the line fall. Reed watches the tablet. Drone hovering at 100 meters. Thermal image, 300 white silhouettes in tight formation. He distributes sectors over the radio. Every operator knows his zone. Working methodically. Left flank, right flank. Commanders are priority, but Leonidas is deep in the formation center, unreachable while the phalanx holds. Spartans raise shields overhead. Testudo. Improvised. Nobody taught them this against invisible arrows. They invented it themselves in 3 minutes of combat. Kill rate drops. One operator on the right flank descends too low, wants a better angle. A Spartan spear catches him in the thigh. First American casualty. Operator out. 14 combat ready remain. Reed notes, enemy lost around 60 men. 240 remain. Group ammunition, 65%. Math still favors the Americans. But the pass narrows further ahead, and the Spartans are already adapting. Leonidas makes his decision. Frontal assault is death. Invisible arrows strike from flanks and above, so take the flanks and high ground before the enemy. He sends 200 men around on the goat path above the pass, stays with 100 below, maintain pressure. Drone picks up movement. Reed sees on the tablet 200 thermal signatures moving up the slope, the goat path. He knows what that means. Order. 2 operators immediately block the path exit.
The group runs, but Spartans run faster than the algorithm predicted. 20 years of agoge isn't just combat skills. Two operators collide with the vanguard right on the path. Close combat at 2 meters. M4 useless, no angle for aimed shot. Operator draws Glock. 3 shots point blank. 2 Spartans go down. 4th shot misfire. Spear enters the side between armor plates. Operator killed. 2nd withdraws with shoulder wound. Glock empty to the last round. 12 combat ready remain. Reed decides. Holding 2 directions with 12 barrels? Impossible. Withdrawal to northern position. Regroup. Before withdrawal, M32 underbarrel grenade launcher. 4 shots into the column on the path. 4 explosions in narrow mountain corridor. Fragments ricochet off rocks. 70 men in 4 shots. Column stops. Group withdraws into the northern rocks. Spartans stop at the pass.
8 hours of silence. Spartans bury their dead. Post sentries. Light torches. Leonidas holds council. Veteran Dionys says, their thundersticks feed on something from pouches. When pouches are empty, sticks go silent. Leonidas understands. Their strength is finite. Make them waste it. Wait. Reed in the northern rocks doesn't wait. He counts. Ammunition, 20%. 12 barrels, 170 targets. Direct confrontation, losing math. Needs something else. At midnight, a storm arrives. Heavy rain, sea wind. Lightning strikes the rocks. Torches at the entrance go out one by one. For Spartan sentries, pitch black and roaring storm. For operators, standard working conditions. PVS-14 monoclers don't depend on rain or darkness. 12 operators begin moving back, without sound, soft soles, every step measured. Drone down in the storm, too much wind. But Reed remembers sentry positions. 6 guards, 4 at the entrance, 2 on the rocks. Order, take all 6 simultaneously. Knives, quietly, not one shot must wake the camp. 6 operators move to positions. Signal, double-click on radio. 1 second. 6 shadows in the rain. 5 sentries taken cleanly. 6th manages to exhale. Sharp, short. 1 Spartan in camp lifts his head, looks into the dark. Nothing. Puts his head down. 40 seconds later, 12 operators enter the pass. 170 Spartans sleep in the pass. Torches out from the rain. Absolute darkness for Spartans. Operators see everyone in green monocular light, white thermal silhouettes on cold stone. 12 operators distribute sectors by gesture. Ammunition 20%, knives only, methodical, sector by sector. First 30 Spartans die in their sleep. Next 20 wake, but don't understand where the blow comes from. Darkness, storm roar. 1 manages to scream. Camp awakes. Chaos, grabbing weapons, striking into the dark, sometimes hitting each other. Operators press against the pass walls, freeze, wait. A survivor brings a torch from deep in the pass. Light, finally light. In the light, Spartans see, no strangers in the pass, only their dead. They don't understand. They clustered together. Phalanx, their answer to any threat. In torchlight, a clustered group is a perfect target. Reed decides. Last bullets. 3 operators open fire from the darkness on the lit group. Again, death without source. Again, men fall without sound of shot. Ammunition, 0. Dawn. Rain stops. In the pass, 80 surviving Spartans. 12 operators with not 1 round left. Knives and pistols. Reed counts. Each Glock has 0 to 5 rounds left. Total, no more than 40 shots for the whole group. 80 against 12, with cold steel on both sides, the math is final. Spartans see them in the morning light. There were 15, now 12, fewer than fingers on both hands, and of 300 of Sparta's finest, 80 remain. Senior commander looks at the enemy, counts. These men are mortal. They die, but they kill better than gods. Spartans go into the last attack, not from rage, from understanding the pass must be held, no other way. Operators meet them at the narrowest point of the pass, backs to the wall. Don't let them surround. Close combat in total silence, only strikes and breathing. Operators use everything, pressure points, holds, helmets as weapons, rocks. 5 years of hand-to-hand training against 20 years of agoge. The technique gap exists, the numbers gap, catastrophic. After 5 minutes of hand-to-hand, the group lost 4 more killed. Operators alive, 8. Spartans, 52. Reed takes a spear to the side. Armor holds, but ribs crack, keeps fighting. Leonidas personally enters combat. Reed and Leonidas face to face, knife against Xephos. 2 commanders, 2 worlds. Reed trained for this fight better than any man on the planet. Leonidas trained for it since age 7 and never lost. The fight lasts 40 seconds. Leonidas gets a cut to the arm. Reed takes a shield blow to the head, goes down. The last operator falls 7 minutes after the hand-to-hand starts. 8 hours of total combat, 3 phases, 1 night slaughter. Thermopylae Pass belongs to the Spartans again. A 52-39 stand. Leonidas stands over the bodies of 12 strangers. Long silence, then says quietly, "They were worthy of Sparta." Combat over, we count. Spartan losses, 261 of 300, 87% of strength, 39 survivors, pass held. SSO group losses, 14 of 15 killed. 1 withdrew wounded in Phase 1, the only one who returns and tells the story. Nobody believes him. Why the Spartans won? Factor 1, terrain. The narrow pass killed distance. The Americans' main advantage, 500 meters of aimed fire, compressed to 20. In open ground, the score would be different from the first minute. Factor 2, ammunition. 15 men can't carry unlimited supply. Finite resource against 300 bodies, losing math. When M4 went silent, Glock gave 40 last shots. When Glock went silent, only the knife remained. Knife against 80 men with Xephos swords. Factor 3, psychology. Agoge kills the survival instinct. The Spartans didn't adapt to the technology. They ignored it, kept going forward when the mind already quit. Impossible to calculate for any tactical algorithm. What would have changed the outcome? Fire support helicopter, fight over in minutes. Open terrain, same result. Full ammunition load for 50 men, different math. Any one of the 3, and the Spartans wouldn't have survived till dawn. Next morning, Persian scouts arrive at Thermopylae. They're horrified. Pass slopes covered in bodies. Among Spartan dead, strangers, in strange armor, with black weapons that are silent. Persians find empty magazines, steel casings, a forgotten knife with a handle made of unknown material. Rumors reach Xerxes within a day. Xerxes is afraid, not of the Spartans, not of the losses. Something else frightens him. Someone was helping the Greeks. Gods? Demons from the future? He delays the next attack 5 days while priests read omens. These 5 days change everything. The Greek fleet gets time to regroup at Salamis. Athens manages to evacuate its citizens. Themistocles gets extra time to position triremes in the strait. The Battle of Salamis is won by a margin that might not have existed. 39 surviving Spartans return home. They bring artifacts, casings, empty magazine, broken knife. In Sparta, they're kept in the Temple of Ares as sacred relics. Priests call them the spears of gods that kill without sound. Leonidas, to his dying day, tells no one what he saw in the enemy commander's eyes before the final fight. Not fear, not rage, just professional calm. That troubles him more than anything else. 2,500 years later, Greek archaeologists excavate at Thermopylae. In the 5th century BC layer, they find bronze spear tips, and beside them, 5.56 millimeter steel casings, an M4 polymer magazine, a ceramic armor plate with Xephos marks. Dating confirms, layer undisturbed. The artifacts have lain there 2,500 years. The find is classified at NATO level within 48 hours of identification. Then a leak. The world finds out. The realization that the past can be changed creates a new reality. History showed even gods can bleed when the ammunition runs out.